That reminded me of something, which is good because I wrote all this in like 5 minutes and it sucks. But the thing about the cat, we got one recently, right? And then immediately afterwards, Keith, we're related, but because I wasn't clear. Got this like cream thing he's supposed to put on, and like as he's leaving the doctor's office, they're like, "Oh, and remember, don't touch any cats because they'll die." And he's like, "I'm sorry, what?" He's like, "Okay, see ya." The cat's been getting real fucking brazen recently. It's like scratching furniture and like jumping up, and he's like, "Get down from there." He's like, "The fuck you gonna do about it?" So, anyways,
hilarious.
Now for something completely different. So I have a little bit of a story. Not necessarily a funny one, but, you know, we'll see. The backstory is that I was driving home from an open mic with this other comedy friend of mine, and we saw this karaoke place with like a sign in the window that said, open mics tonight, and we were both like, man, I loved bombing so much the first time. What an opportunity. So I walked in first, and the first, like, red flag is that everyone in there suddenly turned around it was like an Old West saloon. Everyone just, the music stops and it's like, huh? Everyone's, like, staring and whispering and, like, shooting, like, daggers with their eyes until the other comedian I'm with comes in, and it's a woman, and they all, you know, start looking at each other, and I'm like, you know, but I'm an idiot, and I don't pay attention, I don't notice anything. So I go up on stage, I do my comedy bit, pretty normal reaction, you know, silence, boo. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'll try singing a karaoke song. Now, let me pause the story for a second and let's jump ahead like it's a Tarantino flick.
Come on.
I have a group chat, group text with a bunch of other comedians, and I'm mentioning this whole weird event that happened at this bar, and someone says, "Oh yeah, that's that swingers bar." And I'm like, oh, what? And they're like, yeah, they go there and they sing Journey, and then they like blow each other or something. I don't know. And I'm like, how do you know all of this? And she's like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
That's a t-shirt.
So, let's jump back in time now. If I had known then what I know now, I probably would have chosen a different song to do for karaoke. But as it was, I picked the song Bad Touch by the Bloodhound Gang. If we have any people from the 90s here, that's the one that goes, "You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals." So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Love, the kind you clean up with a mop and bucket, like the lost catacombs of Egypt. Only God knows where we stuck it. Now, so I sing this whole song, and I'm getting a great reaction from the audience. And this guy comes up to the table afterwards with my friend and I, and he's like, "Man, you look real good up there." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." He's asking all these questions and saying things. He's like, "What are you doing after this?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm going home. It's kind of late." Like, "Yeah, you know, I live right around the corner." "Oh, that's interesting. I live closer to the beach." Like, I'm just a fucking idiot. Eventually, he gets fed up with my bullshit, and he goes to the girl I'm with, and he gives her this business card thing. I don't even pay attention to it. Later on, after the group text incident, she checks out the card, and she texts me, and she says, "You need to look at this web address that was on the card." And it was this Google Docs sheet, and the only way that I can describe it is that it was like an application to join an orgy. It was like an actual resume thing, like you needed to fill out.
A resume.
And some of the stuff, it was like, so what led you to want to join our organization? Do you have any special skills or talents that would aid you in this? I'm just like, I'm a real hard worker. Very multitasking, you know. And what I really wanted to do was fill it out like it was a really serious like charitable organization, and I didn't realize it. Just like, you know, I've done a lot of work with you know, disabled people and malnourished children, and disabled war veterans. You know, and I think I could really, you know, give you a hands-on approach there. Okay. Thank you. My name's Leslie.